Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Gets My Goat, where I have three comedians blowing their fuses about shit that really pisses them off. We've got I'm Karis Nelms. We've got Danny Post still joining us again. How you, Danny?
Right, Chris.
All right, remind us where you are in the UK.
I'm in Hartlepool.
Okay, lovely. Are you thoroughly pissed off this week?
No, but
he's in Hartlepool.
You know what I'm like.
Oh yeah, true. He's in Hartlepool. Yeah, never mind. D, hi. We got D Maxwell back with us. Hi, D.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right, my love. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. A bit PMT'd up, but all right.
Oh, let's not, just because you're a woman, let's not talk about period shit. Whereabouts are you in the UK?
I am just outside Glasgow in Ayrshire.
Right, so joining these two massive, Danny's heading for a heart attack. Dee's getting thoroughly more angry as the weeks go on. We've got Alistair Barry. Now, I'm feeling like you're a voice of calm and reason. Such a gentleman. Alistair Barry, how are you?
I'm unfortunately, I'm actually in Hartlepool with PMT, so it's
shit, mate. Then you're going to have the heart attack.
I'm not going to be quite the calming voice you were expecting. I'll try and be a reassuring presence, but we're all going through some stuff here.
We are indeed. And whereabouts are you in the UK? Tell everybody.
I'm in Hertford, my dear.
Hertford. Next door to Hartlepool. I like that.
It's always
exactly. Danny, imagine the size of house you'd buy if it was in Hartford. You'd be in the garden shed. Anyway, Gets My Goat. Welcome to the episode. This is a chat show about things that gets on people's goats. We got these three lovely comedians. They've given me a list of stuff that really pisses them off. And as the night goes on, you'll see what happens and see if we can have, we're trying to get Danny to have a heart attack, aren't we, Danny? Every week we're piling on the stress.
You do need to succeed, to be fair, every week.
Exactly. Now, just in case you're watching at home, please share the links so we can get more viewers. And you can also donate if you have any spare cash. But the best thing you can do is also join in. We've got Jim from Comedy Hotspot in the background that can put up your live comments. So please join in if they say anything. Hi, Christine. We're going to go straight on D with one of yours. People who can't admit they are wrong, even if clearly proven wrong. Now, I'm one of these people.
Karis is one of those people. Could I just
Yeah, I am. Yeah. D?
Well, honestly, where are you going? Sorry.
This is what happens on a live feed. D, who was that? One of the kids?
That was Cruz. That was the one that always comes through to hope, in the vain hope that he hears a bad word that he can tell his dad, and his dad can then phone the social worker on me.
Oh, what a cunt. Anyway.
He's not. Anyway, yeah, people, my mum and my sister are absolute world's worst for it. Michelle, big shout out to Michelle, and big shout out to my mum, Kay, right? My mum will sit there and she'll go, I'm telling you right now, I seen it yesterday, it was on the news, I'm telling you, it's gospel. And I'm like, well, I'm telling you that you're smoking crack and that didn't happen. And she's like, well, do you know what? And then I'll go with the facts. I'll go, this, and this. Well, there's your answer. Well, I thought I was right. So what's the difference? It's not as if I wasn't thinking I was right.
I like that. So you haven't killed your mum yet. That's good.
Not yet.
But it does sound like there's a simmering sort of threat of murder hanging in the air, doesn't it? With that kind of level of argument.
I think that we're all on that aspect now, anyway. But things like this.
D, one of your kids just walked in. How old are your kids?
That one that just walked in is just about 8. I've got one at nearly 12, and I've got one at 18.
Okay, so you're massively tense at all points.
Yes.
Right. Okay, that's
He's on the edge constantly.
Yeah, okay.
Danny, have you got any?
You're in Ayrshire, and I'm in Hertford, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, have you got any issues with people like this? Are you one of these people?
Yeah, because I'm actually one of these people who I'm wrong a lot of the time anyway, especially when I argue with Amy, you know. You are. See what I mean? And by the way, that wasn't the hair comedy was fucking genius. I'll give her that one.
Good old Amy.
But yeah, I mean, I hate to admit that I'm wrong, but I'm just a realist. I've got to say, look, I hold my hands up. I fucked up. I was wrong. I think it's because I've fucked up so many times in my life. It's just become a normal occurrence. So I'm just like, you know, and if anyone tries to sort of argue with me, if you know that you're right and that you know that they're wrong, even with facts, you know, I'm just like, oh, please. In the end, I just go, oh, you're right. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Let's just go to the bar and get another drink. Because it's genuinely that.
Look at D already. Alistair, you look like the voice of reason.
It annoys me with certain things. I'll just let go. I'm just like, oh, do you know what? It's just going to take
normally to do with women, though.
Like Joe does on me most of the time.
Alistair, have you have any?
No, I'm well, like most people, I don't particularly like to admit when I'm wrong, but luckily I rarely am. No, I just think it's absolutely what's going on across the world at the moment, isn't it? You've got Trump, you've got Brexit, you've got all these things going on, and it doesn't matter what facts you throw in front of people with all these things they've decided to do. No one will back down. Everyone's doubling down and going, you know what? If Trump wants to take hydroxychloroquine, he can. And I'll tell you what, if he wants to inject bleach, he's a good man. You know, no, you're not changing anyone's minds, except, and I thought this was very funny today. I don't know if you saw yesterday at Prime Minister's Questions, Keir Starmer said to Boris Johnson, are you going to drop the surcharge for the NHS overseas workers who saved your life? Boris, whose hair seems to get more mad than
what's going on,
control he's got. He just turned up like this yesterday. Went, no, we need the money. It's absolutely no, absolutely not. And about 2 hours ago, they completely changed their mind, which just made me. I was delighted with that because Keir Starmer seems to have managed to get Boris Johnson to either present himself as a truly, truly appalling man, or taking orders from Keir Starmer. And obviously Boris Johnson has gone, it's better to be seen as taking orders from Keir Starmer as a truly appalling person. And we all know he's a truly appalling person anyway.
See, now, going back to this situation, I like I said, Connie's put, you're right, men are always wrong. I will say
Connie did get the grammar wrong in that, so let's just be correct about
grammar
this. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, Connie. But no, you're right. Men are always wrong, but they can fucking spell.
Alistair, you'll see a lot of that tonight. So if you let that build up, that'll blow your top off in a minute. Now, the thing I'm always, I will say about not admitting I'm wrong. I will go into a situation.
It's so funny how difficult this is for you to say. I can hear it in your voice.
Exactly. 99% sure of my facts. Now I won't just go in blasé going, I'm right, this is it. If I'm typing up, I'm pretty sure that I'm fucking right. So that's the situation I do it in. And if I am wrong, I do hold my hands up and I go, oh yeah, I was wrong. Sorry about that. That's good. We're going to go and move on to one of Danny's topics. If you're watching at home, please share the link so we can get more viewers. You can also live comment as we go along, and Jim will put up the live comments on the bottom. Now, Danny, this is a little bit of a tricky one for me to bring up in this group. It's not exactly what you've put, but it's kind of getting there. Danny's got an issue with long beards.
Yeah, long beards. Not short beards, but long beards. The only issue I have with them, right, is it's generally when I'm in a restaurant or something like that and someone's eating and they've got like a really long beard, especially when they're eating egg. Do you know what I mean? And the little bit of egg yolk you can see just starts trickling down. I'm just like, oh, you dirty bastard. Just fucking shave it off, please, along with the egg. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't cope with this. It just drives me mad. You know,
no.
It's coming from someone ball anyway. You know what I mean?
Have you? Are you able to grow a beard, Danny, or is that?
I am, but I just choose not to. I let it go for a week, and I'm just like, oh, I need to shave. I was
going to say this, right? Because Alistair is anybody that knows Alistair, Alistair is sporting a slightly longer beard than normal, so I can imagine this is going to touch a nerve a little bit. Have you got any egg in your beard today, Alistair?
To be honest, well, quite possibly. Actually, no, I haven't, because I've just had a shower and freshened up specifically for my online appearance.
So you've got all the food out.
I was in the garden all day because it's lockdown, and no. But generally speaking, having gone for the full lockdown beard, Danny is not wrong in any way, shape, or form. I have been storing food in my beer like Mr. Twit. You would not believe it. Because basically, I thought I was going for a bit of a bigger beard anyway. Then I got the opportunity. I mean, this is now getting proper lockdown ridiculous. And
does your wife like it?
You what?
Does your wife like it?
She does. She likes me with a beard, but I'm not. She's now got to that sort of stage of just looking at it, going, "So that's what you're doing, is it?" And I've humoured you. I love the full Asterix moustache. I've wanted one for ages, and I normally clip it off just like on the lip. But now I've gone. Now's the time. Before we came on, I can't drink coffee because literally it hangs on the beard and then just goes straight down my t-shirt. But normally the beard would I'd clip it off at the top lip. Now I go, that comes out here. So
this is good. Now's the time to do it if you're going to do it, and it does look quite nicely coiffed. Do you use beard oil?
It's got a hemp wax in it called Brisk.
You middle class fucker.
Yeah. No, it's not. Do you know what it is? Because last time I grew a big beard, I got something off Amazon, which was had a picture of a Viking on the front of it, and it was quite good. And then I tried to order it again, and it was 40 quid for a little pot. So I nipped into Boots when I was in Cardiff last time and just picked it. £4.50, not middle class at all. Classic.
Oh, there we go.
So Jen's put, it gives me the fear, must be like snogging a Brillo pad. See, there's the difference. There's that difference, isn't it? Once it gets to a nice furry stage, it's quite nice. It's like snogging a carpet. But it's that prickly stage, which is before where you are.
Yeah, the prickly stage. My granddad used to let his grow for like a few days, and then he used to play fight me when I was a kid and use it as a fucking weapon. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, you know,
my dad used to do that.
Yeah.
To be fair, I do that with my kids.
There you go. You see, D, thoughts on beards, long beards on men, hipster beards, whatever you want to call them.
It's hard because I like to look at men that have got tattoos and beards and lovely bodies, but at the same time, I've got OCD. I actually used to take 4 showers a day. That's fact. I only take 2 now, and I just find them so unhygienic. And one of my cousins is quite small, right? And he's grew this long beard, and it's like a Santa Claus beard. And he just, every time I look at him, I just want to sit him in the garden next to the flowers.
Does it drag along? He's so small it drags along the floor and just picks up detritus from the ground.
He's a wee leprechaun, you know. You want to rub his head.
Yeah. You like tattoos and fit bodies, yeah?
What?
Beards, tattoos, and fit bodies is what you like.
Yeah, that's the thing I like to look at. But
right, well, I'm 1 out of 3. I think that's all right. I think that's enough.
Basically, Conor McGregor is your ideal man, then, isn't he?
What was it? I could say, like D, the beard has to look clean, doesn't it? If it looks dirty, I mean, Alice, yours looks clean. It looks like you take care of it.
Oh yeah,
dirty beard, like you said.
I tell you what. D, have you ever worked with a Northern Irish comic called Martin Moore?
No, but I know who he is.
Well, he used to be quite a big lad generally, but then he got really fit. So he was a big lad anyway. He's now a big, incredibly sculpted lad who's covered from head to toe in tattoos, and his beard comes down about a foot. So I'd warn him in advance next time you see him, because it sounds like you're going to jump his bones quicker than you
can. Beard conditioner, I'm up that like a rabbit up a close.
I will warn him.
Down. Right, anyway, if you're watching at home, please continue to join in and share the links so we can get more viewers. I'm going to move on to one of yours, Alistair. childcare. Tell us what fucks you off about childcare.
Tell you what fucks me off about childcare, Karis, is I didn't volunteer for it. I was quite happy to have 2 children. That was the fucking idea. My beautiful, gorgeous wife. We've had 2 children. We were very lucky to have them. We were told we couldn't. Worked out. She was on maternity. I imagine all 3 of you. About 2 months ago, I had what's it called? Career, and I was the main breadwinner for the house. My wife was on maternity leave. We were going, I'm not Michael McIntyre, but I'm doing all right. And then suddenly I've gone from that to very lucky in a position that many people aren't. My wife picked up some work from an old contact. She was able to work. We share a business together. So she fired me from our business, which she thoroughly enjoyed doing. And as a result, having been a relatively successful stand-up comedian 2 months ago, I am now an unemployed house husband. I love my children, but fuck me. Anyone out there who's been bringing up children like this, especially women, for the last however many millennia, we prostrate ourselves in front of you, you hardworking fucking geniuses. We had no idea. I want to die.
Are you also teaching as well? I know you've got a really young one. What's the older one? How old is the older one?
I've got a 2.5-month-old and a 9-month-old, so we don't have to do homeschooling. Okay. If homeschooling came in as well, I mean, we're trying to do.
Say that again. You've got a 2.5-month-old.
No, 2.5-year-old.
You said month. I was like,
sorry.
What? Yeah. So you don't. So it's just playing in the sandpit and paddling pool then for the 2.5-year-old.
Yeah, well, we're trying to do, we're trying to be those parents who go, here's a letter a day and here's sign and sing. And then you just get, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do. You can be the most organic Hessian weaving, fucking all in. I'm doing the right thing by my children. And all you need to say is the word YouTube. And they're like, fuck yes. And so, you're gone.
Just quickly, on a side note, did your wife fire you by email, letter, or text?
Well, she actually we got a letter from my accountant that I then had to print out and take up to her in the kitchen to sign and then scan and return to my accountant. So yeah, kind of email and print, and I had to do it as I had to be my own postman.
Oh, there we go. That's good. Childcare. Obviously, Danny, you haven't got kids, but obviously you might be looking after Amy. Danny, you're missing all of this, which is great. And you're I'm in the same position. I've got a kid, but he's 22. So, in Alistair, what Alistair said, he is now the breadwinner in the house, and supporting his unemployed mum that does the bins, gardening, and the cleaning whilst he's out. Danny, have you taken on more responsibility now you are doing fuck all?
No, not really. I mean, do you know what? Like, there's times where I've been, because all my mates have kids, and I'll go around the house and I'm great with them. You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, you're really good with kids, Dan. You should be a dad." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good with kids for 2 hours. Soon as you give me a shitty nappy, you can fuck right off. I'm not interested in that. I'm not signing up to that." So yeah, I mean, I don't know how I would be as a dad, but then I suppose if it's there and you've got to do it, you've just got to take it on. And when you see kids like 24/7. It must just be an absolute, because obviously you love them, but at the same time you just like fucks like you did, and then it must just be
my view of childcare, generally speaking, is half the time you spend going, I can't fucking do this, and the other half going, legally you have to.
I love bringing I FaceTime my sister every day because my niece is adorable. She's 5. And obviously the bits I see is quite hilarious. She will not shut up. She's just constantly on from the moment she gets up to the moment she goes to sleep, which I find hilarious and endearing and lovely and cute. And it's driving my sister round the bend.
Oh, yeah.
3 kids. How's it going?
It's not going well, actually. This morning I had a complete meltdown. The other day there, I threatened to smash the headmaster's windows because he sent out a text saying, you know, a lot of people are doing homeschooling and thanks for that, but there's some that could do better. And I hadn't been told I could do better since I was 14, and I set the school on fire. So the fact that I was only going to smash the window would have been all right. So I got over that. Then my kid this morning stomped down the stairs, slammed the door. Do you need to do a live? I'm like, yes, I do need to do a live. Because when you were at fucking school, I did lives at this time every fucking day.
I will just say to Alistair just quickly, do you know what's worse than childcare?
Childbirth.
OAP care.
OAP care.
Because Mum, I was in Australia when this all happened and I had to rush home. So my mum was here and has been here for every day since. And we've only got a 2-bedroom house. So I've been sleeping with my mum in my double bed for 60 days.
Okay, I can, yeah. I must admit.
She's been dead for 59 of those, but anyway, right, we're going to go on. If you're watching this at home, please share the link so we can get more viewers, and you can donate if possible. And you can also join in with the live links. Jim's going to pop up your comments as we go along. Dee will go along to one of yours. People who blow their nose at a table in restaurants. Come on, Dee.
Are you joking?
What?
You're sitting there, table etiquette. I'm sitting there. I've went in with the poshest of friends who talk very much like this, and you know, and they know which fork it is, and then they get a big hanky out and they go, "Go to the toilet. Go to the toilet." There's food going to be served in this table. Before there was COVID, I still didn't want you sneezing all over my garlic bread.
Would you prefer them sniffing?
No, I prefer them to go to the toilet and blow their nose.
Okay, so the meals come out, they just need to sniff and they look around. Dee's in the restaurant and they're like, okay, I'm going to let my meal go cold.
Fucking run.
Go to the toilet.
Run to the toilet.
Alistair, as a man that frequents restaurants quite considerably, used to.
I frequent restaurants quite considerably because I like my food. And as you say, I don't want it to go cold. I think this brings us back also to the unfortunate idea of things getting stuck in your beard, which could get really quite upsetting. So, no, that's when you got a proper serious moustache thing going on. You know what? Sometimes you need to blow your nose. You blow your nose into a handkerchief. You don't do it over someone's food. What I tend to do is make sure that I'm eating with someone who is not psychopathic and are going to beat the shit out of me if I do that at the table. If I discover they are likely to set my school on fire, smashing my windows, or just stop the meal midway through to do a line, possibly that would be the time I would go to the toilet rather than blow my nose at the table. But generally speaking, quietly done, I'd be all right.
Jen's just built, or someone who continuously sniffs and instead of going to blow their nose. Now, I've been told by my mum I sniff quite a lot. It's not something I was aware of.
With her for 60 nights in a row, love.
Exactly. So we're finding out these little things that. So I'm a big sniffer. Unfortunately, I didn't know before now, so I could have been the one sat at the restaurant.
Nothing we should admit, really.
Wait a minute. Scottish fans, Keris does not have a cocaine habit.
No,
I was going to say
no. I've never done cocaine in my life.
I'm a big sniffer. She should know. Hang on.
Yeah, I was going to say, fucking hell, that's an expensive habit, especially in lockdown.
What I'd love right now.
I mowed the lawn today.
Right. Oh, I see. Yeah. It's the old lawn excuse. We've all been there. A lot of it about. Yeah, we all got a job lot in at the start of lockdown. What I'd love right now is if the camera could just pan across, and next to Keris, you've got her mum. That would be absolutely.
Yeah,
Spanish downstairs.
With a mountain of cocaine.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
She's downstairs snorting cocaine off of next door's ass. Danny, do you blow your nose or?
I go to the toilet, so Dee would be happy with that if we were out having dinner. But to be fair, I am a bit of a hypocrite because when I was a kid, I used to pick my nose and eat it, and the reason I used to do that was do you know why I used to do it, right? Because my uncle told me my muscles bigger if I did it, and I wanted to be Hulk Hogan so bad because I love me wrestling. So
this is it. You can, if I see a kid do it, like a young kid, I'm like, okay, he's learning. Parents aren't really taught. It's when you see an adult do it, and you're like, what?
Pick their nose and eat it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it now because it has hairs in it. You know what I mean?
He's got quite a weak stomach, Alistair.
He's not good with basic biology.
It's hard work because
your hair,
you know what I mean? And I hate it, right? When you flick it and you see where it's gone, you know what I mean?
Your ear grows hairs. There's hair everywhere.
Hair everywhere.
You got to where you fucking want it. That's the problem.
We're going to move on. Danny, we're going to move on to one of yours. If you're watching at home, please share the link so we get more viewers. And you can join in with the live comments, and we'll put your comments along the back. Angie is throwing up as we speak. Danny, birthdays on Facebook. What should be for birthdays?
I wake up on a morning, right? I'll check my notification. Jamie Smith and 200 others have their birthdays today. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. But because you're friends on Facebook, you feel obliged to say happy birthday to them. It becomes something that's just sort of very involved in my life. Like, you know, I'll be sat there and I'll be like, right, I've put the bins out. I've done the washing up. Fuck birthdays on Facebook. And I tell you what, it's even worse when you've missed about 3 days worth. Because it's like you're doing a 4,000 fucking page essay and you're trying to catch up on it all. You know what I mean? I mean, do the copy and paste number. Before, right, I just screenshotted it and went, fucking happy birthday, everyone. I couldn't be asked, you know.
See, now I get up at 6 to deal with the dogs. My mum's alarm goes off at 7:30. She doesn't make it downstairs till about 10 because she's been doing birthdays on Facebook. I used to do this. I just don't. About a year ago, I just stopped doing it. Even close friends, if it's your birthday and you're not in my vicinity, I don't send cards or shit like that anyway. So I just don't bother. Fuck, taking up time doing that. Dee, what do you think? Birthdays on Facebook?
See, to be honest, my family, if they're on here, are going to say, see if she says it's important, we're just all going to tell her all the times that she forgot her nieces and nephews' birthday and gave them it a month later and went, you know, see, that's having to have your card on your birthday doesn't mean that I don't love you, just means that I don't like birthdays. And see, on Facebook as well, all the friends, I'm just like, nah, I'll say it if I see you, or I'm passing you. I'm not saying happy birthday on Facebook because they want me to. No need
to send cards now. Result.
Sorry.
I think if you sort of think back to when Facebook first started, do you remember being excited about how many friends you had? Like back in that, oh my, and now you're kind of going, I've got so many. I mean, we're all in a job. We're all in a job where you need social media followers. So we all want as many Twitter and Instagram followers as we can get. But frankly, Facebook friends can fucking do one. And and this list of people I've never met, don't even like, whatever. It's their birthday. I couldn't give a shit. And it used to be that you would, because it was a novelty, wasn't it? Whereas now I don't bother saying happy birthday to anyone apart from my very close friends who, you know what, I used to say happy birthday to before anyway. Yeah. But then the sort of slight correlation of that is that when it's your birthday, you sort of remember about 3 or 4 years ago, you used to get, 600 notifications and now you get 15 and you're a bit like, well, fuck them. When actually you're probably exactly the reason that's happening.
Love HBD much quicker. That's exactly the other point, isn't it? That also, if it's your birthday, you then have to like all the comments that come through.
Yeah,
your birthday.
You feel quite good because you're happy because it's your birthday. You're like, oh, nice one, nice. I didn't know you liked me. Fucking nice one. He said happy birthday.
Can you imagine how long you spend on Facebook liking these posts? Just on a side note, I don't know how you're going to feel about this. What about happy birthday wishes to people that have passed on?
No, you fucking lunatic. Why would you dream of doing that? It's everything that's wrong with the world in one concept.
Oh, hang on.
My dad reads Facebook.
Your dad what?
Your dad,
I've got a direct line to the spirits, and I know that even Elvis, when he's bored, looks at Facebook.
But, right, answer me this then. Spiritual as you are, do they age or do they stay that same?
No.
That's a very good question.
What happens to a soul is you're a soul, you're an energy force, and you evolve. You come into the human condition. This is what I believe. I'm not saying anybody else has to believe it, but this is what I believe.
You kind of are. I can hear it in your voice.
You can get into the energy vessel, right? You spend your time in whatever karma you've picked out for yourself and lessons you want to learn as a human condition. You pick your end date as well. You go away for closure and for existence of the universal cycle. The energy source then comes and transforms back into the energy source that you remember it as.
So, my dad died when he was 72. I can wish him happy birthday because he could be reading Facebook up in heaven or wherever he is. But
he definitely doesn't. He definitely doesn't read Facebook. That's a joke. But at the same time as well, being a daughter of a man that I was 4.5 months old when my dad died. So all I've ever had is to wish him something on a card or on a thing later down at his grave. So yeah, I do wish him on Facebook.
I'd say something as broad as it's my dad's birthday today. Oh, it would have been my dad's birthday today, missing him, whatever else. But I wouldn't go happy 73rd birthday, happy 74th birthday, happy 70, because he's not aging anymore because he died when he was 72. So that's the kind of Alistair.
That's lovely. That's just a nice thing of remembering someone you love. If, on the other hand, you are searching out the Facebook pages of deceased people who are still not had their profiles cancelled and wishing them happy birthday.
Yeah, but then again, mate, that's how mediums make a living. You know what I mean? They find out who's bought tickets and they go, right, fuck it, who's died out of the family?
No, they don't, mate. I will come back down to Hartlepool and rip your eyebrows off your head.
I'm joking. I've booked one for his birthday.
This is the thing. Like the point Alice just made there is if you're going through your list of happy birthdays every day and you come across the profile of somebody that died like 2 years ago and you're like, happy birthday, mate, have a good one.
No.
Shit, yeah.
There we go. Right,
I think it's nice if you put a remembrance thing up, but sometimes I do go at, look, man, it's 38 years now he's dead. You know what I mean? Simmerton. Do you know what I mean? So
we're going to go on. If you're watching at home, please share the link and so we can get more viewers. That would be lovely. Alistair, back to one of yours. People who come up to a group of... this is remembering of when you had a career. Sorry, Alistair. Back. People who come up to a group of comics after a show and tell them which comic was their favourite. Alistair.
Yeah, well, I don't know, sort of, because I knew this was a show of comics. I thought it would do stuff that was comedy specific. I don't know how much this appeals to the general viewing public, but if you are a member of the general viewing public and you enjoyed a comedian and you go up and you speak to him or her, tell them you enjoyed them. What you don't do is walk up and say to one person who's clearly standing with 3 other mates, if they're there, they're probably mates, and literally go, you were the best. Because what you're actually saying, we've all got terribly fragile egos, but what you're actually saying to 3 other people is you weren't any good. It's just manners. That's all it is. It's just manners. People don't realise. And it's the thing people do with comics is they do that. And they're also incredibly fucking rude because they think they're being witty because they think that's what they have to do. And I've been in so many situations where someone's come up to me or one of the other people and gone, you're my favourite, and then turned to me or one of the other ones and gone, you were shit. And you go, and just to be, because they think they're being funny. And actually, what they're being, it's really difficult to grasp this concept, is fucking rude.
Yeah.
I will just say quickly, Alistair, you miss that situation now, though, don't you?
Yeah, terribly.
Yeah.
Danny, what do you think, being in the middle of Bracknell being told I'm shit by a hen night. That's what I really, really miss about
this. There you go. Yeah. Better than childcare. Danny?
I actually called somebody out on it once. They come up to me and they're like, oh, you're my favourite. And I was stood with 2 other comics who were on with us, and it was a corporate event. So you can imagine it was like a corporate type event. You do get dickheads at them type of gigs. And I just said, I'm sorry, mate, but that's quite rude. He went, what do you mean? He said, I'm complimenting you. I said, yeah, but you could have fucking waited until, like, you know what I mean? We were sort of on our own. Yeah. And I tell you what else I hate is when people come up to you and they go, oh, you done well there, mate. Like it was your first ever fucking performance. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this for ages. Like, you're doing well. Are you actually paying me a compliment? Or are you just being fucking patronising prick? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Jen said, there's no need to speak out in front of other comics. Other acts should say good to all comics. Dee, have you had this situation?
Well, similar to that, I had a support act, and he always went obviously on before me, and everything had ran smooth. But it was quite early on when I'd started getting out in independent gigs for just me. And I'd went to Dundee, and it was like near Christmas, and it was my first experience of Christmas gigs, right? So, and this guy, I just heard the noise getting the level as if everybody was rowdy, but he'd obviously, the compere went up and introduced him. He was on, and he's meant to be on for like 20 minutes, and I was out having a cigarette, and I just heard it as if everybody was chatting, right? So I gets in, and the guy standing there, and he's like pure going, I get D on your shite, I didn't pay to see you, get to. And I actually just the scheme child as you've already seen in me. I went, who sorry, I know he's got the see you next Tuesday, but I was like, who is this see you next Tuesday? And I was like, give him his money and get him to fuck. And he's like, sorry. And I said, I'll pay him personally out my pocket, but remove him from this hall right now before I remove him by the throat. And he was a big, muscly guy, and he was actually giving it, that'll be fucking right. I says, listen, I was brought up with loads of big cousins that were massive than you, and they're all scared for me, so you better get out. And he did. That guy never worked with me again. Didn't work with me again.
Oh, Lisa, Jim's wife, what about when they tell you your own joke as if they've just made it up themselves? That's good. I mean,
my favorite is always when they tell you, they say, I loved your bit about firemen, and you go, that was D. I don't do firemen. You know,
yeah, that wasn't my piece, mate. You pissed. Yeah.
Mine. I did a gig in Glasgow. I was going to say not so long ago, a long time ago. No, and somebody came to me and were like, "Oh my god, we came back like you were really good the other week." And I was like, "It's my first time here." They're like, "No, you were here the other week." And I'm like, "No, I really wasn't." And they're like, "Yeah, you were." They'd got me mixed up with Jojo Sutherland, who is probably about 10 years older than me. You're Scottish.
Very Scottish, yeah.
Completely not. And you're like, how much are you paying attention? Two women. They got to be the same. This is good. We're going to carry on. So if you're watching, please tell us, give us your live comments, and also share the link. That'd be fantastic. I loved it. I had a guy who came up to me after the gig and asked me what the punchlines were to a few jokes. Then he wrote them down and said, "Cheers, mate. I'm telling them at work tomorrow." There you go. Love Dev. Yeah. Love Dev. Also, pun champion. Of course, he's going to steal your jokes. So, D, people who have to tell you the price of their belongings. We're on our last sort of 10 or so minutes. So tell us what gets your goat if you've got anything that pisses you off, or ask us any questions. D, people who have to tell you the price of their belongings.
Well, do you know, coming from nothing, right? I did come from nothing. Yeah, sorry. And I did work myself up, but I'm the type of person that goes, guess how much? Like what? It was like 3 tops for a £5. You know what I mean? So I'm like so excited, but I have got people around me, and because they have bettered themselves and they're not actually meaning it, you know, I just got myself a £4 grand. Did you hear me? £4 grand carpet. Yes, I heard you, and it's awful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, why do I need to know the price of it? Why can you not say, oh, I get a lovely new carpet? Oh, that's lovely, Jean. But you have to tell me it's £4 grand. So I don't care how lovely it is. I want to spit in it because you've told me the price of it.
I think speaking from my £6 grand office that I built at the bottom of my garden, that sort of behaviour is just disgraceful.
It's probably bigger than my house.
Weirdly, there's actually space in here for your mother as well. So
there you go. See, come on, she's on her way. I got her in the car.
I think D, anyone who needs to sort of show off about how much something costs. I mean, sometimes as long as you know you're having a conversation about cost. I was talking to a comic who we all know who's done very, very well for himself about his watches. I collect watches. I cannot afford the ones that he can because he plays stadiums, and he was telling me, and you know, he had a 25 grand watch on his wrist, and I was like, fuck. And he wasn't showing off. We were just having a chat as mates.
Yeah, that's different. That's
absolutely fine. There's levels of it, aren't there? I'm very lucky. I managed to buy a house.
I don't have a problem with anybody. Obviously, anybody. I've told everybody I will never slag anybody. I will be the person that says they don't forget themselves, but will have a speedboat in my back garden. But I just think when you validate everything you buy, it just says something about you.
If you're validating it, then it is for the wrong reason. Because you end up in that. I mean, the thing is, like, I'm very lucky. Me and my wife were able to buy a house. Now we're in a situation loads of people can't buy a house. and the price of property is fucking ridiculous. So if you ever end up talking about it and finding out how much it's gone up, you end up going, I've made this much money by sitting in a house and doing fuck all. And you don't mean, look at me. You mean,
No.
You mean it's fucking ridiculous. My house has now got a better income than I have.
And just to put it in perspective to everybody at home, I just managed to buy half a house in a shared ownership scheme 3 months before I lost all my work.
Wow.
I'm staying here. I'm clinging on to tonight.
Fucking buy some handcuffs and tie yourself to the bed just in case.
So they ain't getting me out of there. I tell you that right now. I'm going to tell you, they are not getting me out of there. I'm one of these people that if somebody goes, oh, that's nice and it's cheap, I'll go, oh yeah, like dear, oh yeah, it's like £5 in the sale. I've got a few like stage outfits that are a little bit more expensive. That I don't ever say how much they are unless somebody asks. Then I'm like, it's an investment piece. And I wear it to stage festival.
That's a great line, though, isn't it? What are you wearing? It's an investment piece. Is it?
every year I buy a one piece of Rose Bloom for all the festivals. Oh, obviously I can't buy one this year, so I've got like 4 pieces, and they're quite expensive. But I will not go out of my way to tell people how much they are, because they are. But obviously, then when they want to try them on, I'm like, get your fucking hands off my sequin jacket. So it's like swings and roundabouts. Danny, do you buy a lot of expensive stuff, Danny? And tell me.
No, and I actually, the only time I brag about when I've bought something is when I've got a fucking bargain for it. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got a designer thing downstairs. It's like a jacket or something. And my mates go, oh, fucking hell, that's nice. How much did you pay for that? Fuck all. My auntie was loaded and she left it at her house when she fucking got rid of it. So I thought, fuck, I'm having that. You know what I mean?
My favourite bargain brag is when you're on holiday and somebody's like sat next to you going, oh, we got this 2 weeks for £2,000. And I'm like, oh, we got 10 days for 50p.
Yeah.
I'm a savvy holiday shopper. I never pay over the odds. Any holiday I go on, me and Mum go on, is like dirt cheap. I scour it. So I love nothing more than getting there next to these posh people. And they're like, oh.
To be honest, guys, it is a lot easier to find cheaper holidays when you and your mum sleep in the same bed.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Tell me about it. Jesus Christ. 42 years old and this is my fucking life. We've only got a few more minutes left. We'll go to Danny. ATM's patronising you, Danny. Danny, look.
Right? Because you think, right, I'm going to go on a night out with my mates. I'm going to draw some money out the cash machine. And they say, do you want an advice slip?
Yeah,
no, I don't need any fucking advice, right? I know that I'm going to spend this money on alcohol and get absolutely wasted. I'm not going to put it into a trust. I'm not going to put it into a pension. Don't fucking patronise me and tell me that I need advice on where I'm going to spend my fucking money on. Do you know what I mean? And then the next morning you're waiting, you're, oh, fuck, I spent all that money. I should have got the advice slip. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. But it does really wind you up. No, I don't need the advice slip. Don't make it an option. Fuck off. You know. The
advice slip. Just see what it says.
I've never, I'm scared.
Just once you went, fuck it, all right, rest it. And it's just like, thing came out going, don't spend it all at once.
Have a good night, lad.
Nana could have told me that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a waste of paper. You're wasting trees. You're fucking the environment up, ATM.
Although, to be fair, when did you last go to a cash point? Do you still? I mean, I've realised every now and then now I go to a cash point and go, oh, it's a bit of a novelty, isn't it? It's like watching black and white.
There's a lot of working men's clubs up north, and we always go there before we actually go out. So it's cheap beer. So obviously a lot of them, they're that old-fashioned, they don't take card. So I'm like, fuck, I need to get some cash out if I want a beer at this place. You know.
And how much you dropping in the working men's club, Danny, on a nightly basis? How much do you drop?
On a working men's club? Oh. Yeah.
Upwards of £5. It's incredible.
15, 20 quid, and that's if you go on the fruit machine as well.
I tell you the quickest way.
And all.
The quickest way with a voice like this to get kicked out of a working men's club is to wave your phone around and go, "Do you do Apple Pay?" And they love that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They love that.
See, we used to have a really good
apart from cider, son. You know what I mean?
We used to have a really good social club, and I wanted to use it for comedy gigs. It was attached to Ley Hill Open Prison. So it was run by prisoners, and the drinks were so cheap but all the staff were prisoners, and it was on the prison, like on the site of the prison. And then they shut it down, and we always used to go up there because it was like £1 a pint and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like, it would have been a great fucking venue for a comedy gig. ATMs, do you go to the ATM much?
Well, see, ATMs, they don't really annoy me the same as what, the same sort of ATM that you've got in Tesco's and Asda, and it goes, thank you for shopping at Tesco's, get fucked, I'm not thanking you, I'm just here for essential shopping. And then it says, that's too light, then you have to get your own bag, and then you put your own bag up and it says there's no bag there, then the woman comes over pissed off because she thinks she can't scan a bag, but I have just scanned the bag, it's not weighing it, and then you've got the weighing pissing about trying to put stuff on the belt. Well, she's saying, do you still want to shop? Yes, I fucking do. Yes, I do.
And Alistair doesn't go to ATMs, he just gets...
No, do you know what pisses me off with ATMs?
Made of cash or something.
Like, the ones that charge you to take money out.
Yeah,
and that's
it's my fucking money.
I was in Brighton a few months back, just before lockdown, and I went to a Turkish barber, had the full fucking haircut, beard taken care, everything really lovely, and it was, I don't know, 20, 30 quid, and then I said, oh, card, and he goes, no, we don't take cards, it's cash machine, and literally walked up the road and the cash machine was £1.75 to take out money, and I'm like,
£1.75, that's
I
ridiculous.
walked for about 10 minutes. I pretty much walked from Hove into Brighton city centre.
I'd walked to
Find
Scotland.
one that didn't charge me, walked all the way back, and this massive Turkish dude who'd cut my hair was just like, oh, mate, I thought you'd done a runner. And I was like, no, I'm an honest man.
I'm an honest man. Good to get £1.75.
Yeah.
I hate it when they say to you, do you need more time when you can't make up your mind to what you're doing or how much money you want?
Yes,
I'm like, I know my numbers. I'm not Diane Albert. You know what I mean? I'll fucking pretty good tell.
All right, we're going to wind this up, guys. Look at Danny. Danny's stressed to fuck. I love how I don't know how you come off, how Amy has to deal with you after you come off of this. We come to the end of Gets My Goat. Thank you so much for watching. You've been amazing. Thank you. And you can keep sharing the link. That would be fantastic. Danny, have you got anything to promote, my lovely?
I do a show with Stephanie Aird on a Sunday. Got loads of stuff on YouTube, and I just can't wait to get back on the road, really. Cool.
D?
Yeah, I'm on tomorrow, my Friday Feeling podcast with two models, sister models and actresses. And on Sunday, I'm on the Late Late Show with Ronnie Park.
Cool. Alistair, you got anything to promote, my lovely?
Absolutely nothing to promote. My life is over. I am a house husband. I've got nothing. What have I done recently? I've done a couple of... I did Mick Ferry, one of my best friends, doing a brilliant thing called 2 Minute Chat Show. It's on his feed, I think, at Mick Ferry. If you want to see what I'm up to, there's stuff on my YouTube channel. There hasn't been for a while, actually, because I've lost the will to live. I was doing Boris Johnson impressions, and then I lost the will to live. So, and
don't forget, Alistair doesn't want you on Facebook, but you can follow him on Twitter and Instagram. And
he doesn't have to wish a happy birthday like me.
Coming soon, I reckon Alistair will be doing TikTok.
On my Facebook fan page, but keep away from my personal one, you fucking weirdo.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Danny, D, and Alistair. Thanks, guys. This has been Gets My Goat.